So in this presentation, which is going to be very fast, we are going to go through some key trends and issues that operators are facing today, and we are going through what we consider in Huawei the appropriate solution to address these trends. So first of all, so it's very good that we are having these slides after Microsoft presentation, because we really think that applications, including internet, websites, Facebook for example, and devices are really driving the market today. So basically, users are having more fun and more utility in using usefulness in using these applications and devices, and therefore the traffic is steadily increasing on the operator centers. Therefore, operators need to, at some point, decide on new technologies to go from narrower band to broader band. So we have different technologies that are coexisting. I'm referring to wireless technologies, mobile technologies, therefore, in the same operators' networks. And the issue that we need to face together with our operators is that technologies don't die very quickly. They survive for a long time. So in all over the world, operators are going to have, and maybe they already do, for example, three wireless technologies at the same time. And this can create some issues. So operators still need to invest in GSM, depending on the specific market. Operators are now focusing their investments on UMTS, and depending on the specific market, operators are also starting their investments on LTE. So there is a need to optimize these investments. Another key issue that operators need to face has to do with spectrum, which is another trend that has been mentioned many times this morning. And there are a lot of bands available in Europe for mobile broadband, never enough of course. Some others are coming, just to mention obviously 800 megahertz to be a new band. And there is a lot of spectrum neutrality according to the European Commission approach. And therefore the operators need the flexibility to choose the band and to flexibly choose the technology for each band. And so as a vendor, we need to provide flexibility in the boxes that we sell. Not just boxes, but flexible tools to accommodate the operator strategy over time. The other issue that we have is the fierce competition between operators. If you go around the streets of my country, it's full of advertisements for mobile broadband, very aggressive pricing, and the issue is that operators have to provide, they have to flat rate. This means that you have the traffic that goes up and up and up, but the ARPU at some point saturates. And therefore, as a vendor, we must address also this very tough issue. There are some things that operators can do. For example, they can do site sharing. They can do sharing of boxes across different technologies. And for example, they also can try to increase revenues, as Marcus was mentioning, with new applications. Today, we are focusing on what we call single brand, which is the possibility for an operator to buy, I would say, by an unpolite way, but to buy one box which is going to serve different wireless access technologies. And this is the scope of this presentation. So I identified quickly the trends and the issues that operators are facing. Let's look at what we consider the appropriate solution. So basically, operators need to have convergent networks. They need to have a solution for which they are not going to deploy one separated network for GSM, another separated network for MTS, and maybe in the future another LTE network independently. They need to create synergies between the boxes and between the people that are going to manage these boxes. So the first thing these can do is to build three separated networks. But this is not very efficient. So looking at the GSM UMTS architecture, Huawei can provide unified node, which is the one you see now, which can be DSC evolving smoothly towards RNC, software upgrades, as the GSM networks may become UMTS network over time. For example, this morning, 900 MHz refarming for UMTS, as you mentioned a few seconds ago. This was for the RNC DSC side. On the base station side, we have the solution for an operator to purchase one base station that can be software upgradable to newer technologies, even allowing coexistence of the same technologies at the same time, per carrier basis. So there are boards in the base station that can be software upgraded from GSM with a certain number of carriers, for example 4 or even 6, to another status of the deployment in which you have some carriers, for example 4 for GSM and 2 carriers for UMTS. Therefore, containing the evolution of moving from one technology to the other. I mentioned GSM and UMTS, so the same thing is going to apply also to LTE. This is showing the same thing for a different architecture we had, which has a remote radio being installed on a pole. Same concept. Software upgrade is going to be due from GSM to UMTS, LTE, without any hardware change if the frequency is going to be the same. Our product also allows very smart implementation, site implementation. So an operator can save on transmission costs because the BSC or RNC node we mentioned before is going to talk to the same base station, and therefore the transmission link is going to be the same. An operator can save in space and therefore site rental costs because you can shrink 2 boxes in one. The operator can save also in the feeder antenna because 2 technologies can share the same feeder antenna in the site. And the operator can also save in the air conditioning, for example. You need half of the air conditioning in this case, and therefore you save in equipment, you save in the increased availability, and you also save in power costs. This has had a lot to do with hardware and sites issues, which are always hardware issues. There is also a group of slides now that are going to show you how the management can be very much simplified. The first slide is showing you how network management can be simplified once you have one single person that from the same terminal is managing the 2 networks. 2 networks having the possibility to have one logical picture showing 2 logical networks, but also one single hardware picture showing the base station with the shared parts. So monitoring the shared parts, the shared components in the base station between 2 technologies at the same time. So also, if you look at the radio network planning issue, you don't need to have 2 separated radio network planning teams doing the job twice. You can collect the data from your site surveys, your drive tests for both technologies, and then you can do your radio network planning and download, of course, remotely the configuration of the base stations at the same time, and therefore saving time, even 50%. Radio network optimization is the same. Radio network optimization can be performed by one single team. So, for example, there is an inter-technology handover issue between UMTS and GSM. You don't need to share this problem with 2 separate teams with maybe some communication problems between them. You can simply address it by the same person that is going to have access to statistics coming from the 2 separate